My name's Aaron. Welcome back to my channel. How are you? I'm fantastic and doing really well. And today I am reviewing Glossier You Eau de Parfum for 50ml, £62, and for 100ml, £112. Prepare for love at first spritz. I hate that. With Glossier You, the ultimate personal fragrance. Made up mainly of base notes, including pink pepper. Well, pink pepper is the top note. Iris and ambrette seed. Or ambrette seed is 10 grand a kilo. This Glossier Eau de Parfum smells a little different on everyone, allowing for your own individually to slide through. So this is like, I think, what's it called? Molecule 1 was like this. The iconical and fresh scent has been formulated as a skin scent enhancer. It adapts to every wearer. Floral, woody, and musky. The Glossier perfume opens with a bright and spicy note. Is this going on? Okay, spicy notes is why I wanted to read it. A pink pepper. Iris has green and powdery touch, whilst ambrette seed gives a warmth, woody, and ever so slightly sweet base. Finally, ambrox provides creamy, salty, and musky hints. Ambroxan is no way creamy ever. I've never heard it said that, and I disagree with that profoundly. So this is vegan and cruelty-free, adapts to the wearer for a personalized scent, fresh and genderless, long-lasting, and ideal for everyday use. Okay, so Glossier, the company that did this, their makeup was all about very fresh, very natural, just their color cosmetics, a bit like Chanel. Chanel I think of as like that actually, with the color cosmetics, you know, very natural, very bright, very all of that. I love the bottle. I think it's very nice. I think it's very minimal. I love the little indentation there where your thumb goes, in case you don't know how to hold a bottle, I presume. Anyway, let's have a look at the atomizer. Now let's apply the fragrance and see what we think. So this is in the categories that Sunday mornings, and my aura, and there's loads, and Francis Kurkdjian is gentle fluidity, gold and silver. I all think about this in this category of skin scents that perform and kind of work on the skin chemistry. I don't know about that, if I'm really honest with you. I'd like to see some science behind that. I think it's just a perception of it. And I think the perception of it, how it smells, is to these high levels of musks and the high levels of ambroxan. And because of these raw materials, they tend to be quite big, clunky aroma chemicals. Then not everyone can smell it. They don't fit into the receptors, which means some people are anosmic, some people smell them. I think that's more likely how it's supposed to work. Supposedly too, working on your, you know, your skin chemistry to do that. That's my thing. I don't know about that, to be honest with you, if it's the magic that way. I'm not getting much. So this, I can smell ambretolide. I can smell quite woody nuances. I can smell the ambroxan, havetolide, hedione galaxolide. This is a funny one because I think it on paper, it looks great. But this is one of these fragrances when I view them now as like starting blocks when they're this much in musks and ambroxan. I view them as a starting block and they really need stuff around them. But then it would take away from what it is. You see pink pepper in there. Pink pepper I think of as a top note because it adds a spike to a formula and works really well with citruses. But on its own, I don't know, I wouldn't ever use it on its own. I always combine it with other things. I think it was like a raw material that adds into elevation and spikiness. I like the muscone. I like the sweetness with this as well. I love the way it's got slight sweet aspects to it. Vanillin being used to round this. It's got a beautiful roundness to it, but it would be round anyway in its geometry from the amount of nitro musks in there. On to my final thoughts. Disappointed, I gotta say, because it had a lot of spiel that came with it, and I thought it was going to be like this but different, if that makes sense. I thought it was going to have more elevation. I get 2-3 minutes, but this is the problem with ambroxan heavy, musk heavy fragrances. I have to really work hard to smell it. And what's very interesting is, like in the beginning with anosmia, you can detect it, but you have to train your brain to detect. I say what explain to like detect the feeling of the musk in there or detect the feeling of something. So you become aware of it. So it is entering the receptors of your brain and a different part of your brain. I don't know what this is. I'd love to get an MRI scan with this. There's a different part of my brain which will detect these raw materials as like more like a feeling. So I know it's in there. So I can explain it, but it's quite interesting. But that is training every day of your brain to do that. And I learned to do that on my own through a specific technique, which from now on I will call the unicorn technique of anosmia. I think that's quite clever. Anyway, I think these are difficult fragrances. I can understand the appeal because they just smell really linen fresh. They smell very clean. On some people, are going to work really well, and some people are really going to detect them because of the nature of what it is. Primarily, isosuperhedione, umbretolide, ambroxan, havetalide, galaxolide, musknone, all those sort of things they're giving it this finish. But they are so heavy and flat, I just don't know, to be honest, on me. I think for what it is, I mean, it's right up there in price. I'm not getting the iris at all. I mean, that's the slight fluffiness. It's just vanillin. I don't know, I'm not getting iris at all. I have iris somewhere. Iris is specific. Iris also has ionones, and there's no ionones been listed in the fragrance. So I don't know about that. So this is for 50 ml, 62, 100 ml. Yeah, I think the price is all right, actually. I think the price is really good. £62 is great. I love the packaging. I can't detect it on me, so I don't know. But I think if you love it, love this sort of thing, the sort of invisible, office safe, I just want to smell clean and fresh and have a veil of fragrance, I think it's great. I think it's in keeping with their brand, actually. I think with their color cosmetics and their ethos, I think it's keeping in there with their brand. I do like fragrances that have all aspects of the fragrance, the top, middle, and base. That's for me personally. I love to enjoy a fragrance, and I'm not enjoying this. It kind of was gone after a few seconds. But hey ho, whatever. I'm going to mark it as 7 out of 10. I think it's all right. I love the construction. I would have added a top note to this. I would have added some aldehydes to this. I would have made it really clean and sparkly. And it's missing sparkle and effervescence. But I think the price is really great. I love the bottle. I love the concept of it, keeping the brand. And I think that marks really fair. So love that review. Thumbs up and subscribe for fascinating, interesting content. Lots of moving hands and lots of fragrance views. Hope staying safe and well. See you soon.